When encountering undersized fixtures, a professional approach is essential. Communication is key. Explain to the owner that the fixtures are not suitable for the installation method due to their size and depth. This involves clearly articulating the limitations of the fixture and why it cannot be safely or effectively installed using standard practices. Offer alternative solutions. Suggest alternative fixtures that meet the required dimensions or propose a different installation method. This demonstrates a willingness to accommodate the owner's aesthetic preferences while ensuring safety and code compliance. Document the conversation. Keep a record of the discussions, including the reasons for declining the installation or proposing alternative solutions. This protects the electrician and the company from potential liability in the future. Several safety considerations must be taken into account. Electrical code compliance is paramount. Ensure that the proposed installation method meets the requirements of the National Electrical Code or relevant regulations. This includes ensuring proper wire fill-in boxes, adequate support for the fixture, and appropriate grounding. Fire hazard is another critical factor. Verify that the fixtures are appropriate for the intended location and do not pose a fire risk. This may involve checking the fixture's listing and labeling to ensure it is suitable for the environment in which it will be installed. Structural concerns are also important. Assess the structural integrity of the mounting surface to ensure it can withstand the weight of the fixtures. This is particularly important for heavier fixtures or installations on weaker surfaces. Handling the situation requires a balanced approach. Respect the owner's wishes. While it's important to prioritize safety, it's also important to respect the owner's decision. This involves listening to their preferences and attempting to find solutions that meet their needs while maintaining safety standards. Provide options. Offer alternative solutions that meet both the owner's needs and safety concerns. This demonstrates a commitment to customer service and a willingness to find a compromise. Stand your ground. If the owner insists on an unsafe installation method, politely decline and explain the risks involved. This is a critical step in protecting the electrician and the company from liability. Document the decision. Keep a written record of the discussions and the reasons for the decision. This provides a clear audit trail of the events leading up to the decision. Additional considerations include legal liability. If an accident occurs due to an unsafe installation, the electrician could be held liable. This underscores the importance of adhering to safety standards and documenting all decisions. Reputation is also at stake. Installing unsafe fixtures can damage the electrician's reputation and credibility. This highlights the importance of maintaining a professional demeanor and prioritizing safety over short-term gains. To elaborate further on electrical code compliance, it's crucial to understand the specific requirements of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, regarding box fill, conductor sizing, and grounding. The NEC specifies the maximum number of conductors allowed in an electrical box based on the box's volume and the size of the conductors. This is outlined in NEC section 314.16. Exceeding the box fill limits can lead to overheating and potential fire hazards. Therefore, if the undersized fixture cannot accommodate the necessary wire splices and connections within its enclosure, it is a clear violation of the NEC. Conductor sizing is another important consideration. The NEC specifies the appropriate size of conductors for different ampacities, as detailed in NEC Table 310.16. Using conductors that are too small for the intended load can also lead to overheating and fire hazards. In the case of undersized fixtures, the internal wiring may not be adequately sized for the fixture's wattage, especially if it uses incandescent lamps. Grounding is a critical safety measure to protect against electrical shock. The NEC requires all electrical equipment to be properly grounded, as outlined in NEC Article 250. This includes the metal enclosures of electrical fixtures. The grounding conductor provides a low impedance path for fault current to return to the source, tripping the circuit breaker and de-energizing the circuit. If the undersized fixture does not have a proper grounding means, it poses a significant electrical shock hazard. When assessing fire hazards, several factors should be considered. The fixture's listing and labeling indicate that it has been tested and approved by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories or all. This listing ensures that the fixture meets certain safety standards and is suitable for its intended use. If the fixture is not listed, it should not be installed. The fixture's temperature rating indicates the maximum operating temperature of the fixture's components. This is important to ensure that the fixture does not overheat and pose a fire hazard. The fixture's location also plays a role in fire safety. Fixtures installed near combustible materials such as wood or paper should be specifically rated for that use. Additionally, recessed lighting fixtures require specific clearances from insulation to prevent overheating and fire hazards, as outlined in NEC Section 410.116. Regarding structural concerns, it's important to assess the weight of the fixture and the ability of the mounting surface to support it. The fixture's weight should be clearly marked on the fixture or its packaging. The mounting surface should be strong enough to support the fixture's weight without sagging or collapsing. For heavier fixtures, it may be necessary to reinforce the mounting surface with additional supports, such as wood blocking or metal straps. If the fixture is to be mounted on a suspended ceiling, it's important to ensure that the ceiling grid is adequately supported and that the fixture is properly attached to the grid. When offering alternative solutions to the owner, it's important to present a range of options that meet their aesthetic preferences while ensuring safety and code compliance. This may involve suggesting different styles of fixtures that are similar in appearance but larger in size and depth. It may also involve proposing a different installation method, such as using a surface-mounted junction box to provide adequate space for the wire connection. Another option is to use a recessed junction box that is flush with the wall surface, allowing the fixture to be mounted directly over the box. In some cases, it may be possible to modify the existing wiring to reduce the number of conductors in the box, such as by using smaller gauge wire or by relocating some of the connections to another box. However, any modifications to the wiring must be done in accordance with the NEC. If the owner insists on an unsafe installation method, it's important to politely decline and explain the risks involved. This should be done in a professional and respectful manner, emphasizing the electrician's concern for their safety and the potential liability that could result from an unsafe installation. It's helpful to provide the owner with a written explanation of the risks involved, citing specific NEC requirements and potential hazards. In some cases, it may be necessary to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or inspector to obtain a second opinion. If the owner still insists on an unsafe installation, it's important to document the situation thoroughly and to refuse to proceed with the work. Documenting the decision is crucial to protect the electrician and the company from potential liability. The documentation should include the date and time of the conversation, the names of the people involved, a summary of the discussion, and the reasons for the decision. It's also helpful to include any photographs or diagrams that illustrate the situation. The documentation should be kept in a safe place and readily available if needed in the future. In addition to the above considerations, it's also important to be aware of the potential legal liability that could result from an unsafe installation. If an accident occurs due to an unsafe installation, the electrician and the company could be held liable for damages. This could include medical expenses, lost wages, and property damage. In some cases, the electrician could also face criminal charges. Therefore, it's essential to adhere to safety standards and to document all decisions to protect against potential liability. Maintaining professionalism is also important when dealing with challenging situations. This involves treating the owner with respect, listening to their concerns, and explaining the situation clearly and concisely. It also involves maintaining a calm and professional demeanor, even when faced with difficult or unreasonable demands. By maintaining professionalism, the electrician can build trust with the owner and increase the likelihood of reaching a mutually agreeable solution. In conclusion, installing undersized fixtures requires a careful and considered approach. By communicating clearly with the owner, offering alternative solutions, documenting all decisions, and adhering to safety standards, the electrician can protect themselves and the company from potential liability while ensuring the safety of the installation.